24 and verse 6, it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Uh, See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet." This is Matthews 24 and verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." Shalom, first and foremost, like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Karkadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach Kabashai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Ashwakadash, the whole tongue. And Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwa. Peace and blessings to you and yours, your friends and family, your households as well, too. In the names of Yahweh, Bahashem El Shai, Bahashem Karkadash, and I say Shalom once more. And this is a sit down lesson that I want to bring out of this website called tzw.com. And it reads, this was published by Howard Osman, published February the 5th, 2024 at 1:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it reads, Iranian-backed militant claims new attack on U.S. bases in Syria. And keep this in mind, especially with the Biden administration have approved those continuing airstrikes that they was going to use, which they did the first rounds of that for the past couple of days, as we've been seeing that. And they said this is just the only beginning. Now you've been having the Iranian-backed groups say they're going to continue to target U.S. air bases over there in Iraq and Syria, which is the proxy of Iranian pro-Iranian groups, which we're seeing. So that's only going to continue to increase. And it reads again: Iranian-backed militias claim new attack on U.S. bases in Syria. It says the attack days after U.S. airstrikes on Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria was claimed by one of those groups targeted. It says the Iranian-backed militias launched a drone attack on U.S. outposts in eastern Syria Sunday, killing at least six Syrian Democratic Forces troops and wounding many others stations there. It says a spokesperson for the U.S. backed group said the drone attack came days after the U.S. dropped 125 munitions and at least 85 targets in Iraq and Syria in the first wave of what is expected to be sustained campaign designed to reduce the abilities of these militaries carry out such attacks. Regardless, those strikes were in response to the January 28th drone attack on the U.S. base in Jordan that killed 3 American soldiers and wounded more than 40 others. Sunday's drone attack on the U.S. base and the Al Amara air oil fields and the first response by the Iranian back to American base after American strikes on military positions in various areas within their control, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the SOHR. The loose knot group of Iranian-backed militias called Islamic Resistance in Iraq claim credit for Monday's attack. The IRI is considered by the U.S. to be responsible for the drone strikes that killed uh, Williams J. Rivers and Kennedy L. Sanders and Brenda A. Mofflett in the January attack on Tower 22 in Jordan, as well as many other more than 160 attacks on the U.S. In Iraq, U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. And this is published by Timar Azarli from X, which is formerly known as Twitter. He posted on his account saying the Islamic resistance in Iraq, which is the IRI, claimed a drone attack on U.S. bases at Syria Al Amar oil field. The U.S. backed Kurd forces SDF said 6 fighters were killed. This means the IRI attacks killed 9 soldiers, including 3 U.S. troops, just over in a week. It says initial news investigations has confirmed that the Iranian-backed militants behind the one-way UAV attack against our forces in the Al Homar oil field in Des Izar, for pronounce that right, Salakia. The SDF spokesperson Fardad Sirma said on Twitter, which is X, which is formerly known as Twitter, the Iranian-backed militants used the Syrian regime-controlled area in Deir Ezzar in a staged round for the attack that targeting the Commando Academy uh, resulted in the martyrdom of the six of our commander's fighters. The drone attack was an organized act aimed primarily in hindering our joint operations against the groups. Said, yeah, right. Okay. So continuing on with the reading, Salakia. It says the drone attack was an organized aim primarily at hindering our joint operations against the groups. Shamia added, if I pronounce his name right, slip of the tongue of words, please forgive me. The sole beneficiary of the act is ISIS, you know what I mean. We are determined to fulfill our promise in a metro in response to the attack. And it says the one UAV attack, right? The one UAV attack by the Iranian backed militants against the forces in Deir Ezzar was an organized act aimed primarily to hinder our operations against the groups. The sole beneficiary of this act is ISIX. We are determined to fulfill our promise to our monarchy and it says the war zone cannot independently verify the claim. We have reached out to U.S. Central Command CENTCOM and Operation Inherent Resolve, the OIR, and for more details. The SDF is prominently Kurdistan organizations was a key force in the U.S.-led effects to beat the ISIX, though in the so-called Kaplapek curve out the uh, portions of Iraq and Syria was largely defeated at a larger geographic in 2019. The groups remain a threat to the SDF, continuing the fight against them in Syria. The U.S. still has about 2,500 troops in Iraq and 900 in Syria, led in that effort. So, I want to read all the rest of that. I'll just get into the main point. This is read it again, then I'm gonna close out the sit down lesson. This is Matthews 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet. Matthews 24 and verse 7. Red letter Yahweh speaking. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And this is the book of Luke 21. This is the book of Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars upon the earth, the distress of nations with perplexity in the seas, waves warring. And this is the book of Second Ezra of the tensions are heating up over there in Iraq and Syria. So it's only going to increase. This is Second Ezra, say 15 and verse 15. Second Ezra and 15 and verse 15, and it reads, it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands, because we know the modern sword is the weapon. Second Ezra 15 verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions should stand in their power. And so, with that, hopefully, this sit down lesson was edifying of this recent news article. As it says again, published by Howard Altman, published February the 5th, 2024, at 1:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for tzw.com. As it says again, the Iranian backed militarized claims new attack on U.S. bases in Syria. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father, true name is like Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the Holy Tongue. It's Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf. Until next time, I will say Shalom.